everybody, welcome back to Outnumber Barbecue. Today I smoked this tri-tip just like a brisket and got this awesome bark with Goldee's barbecue rub. Let me show you how I did it. I'm starting with this prime tri-tip from HEB. This is a 3-pound tri-tip. Let's get it out of the package. Since we'll be cooking this like a brisket, we'll leave this fat cap on. It's pretty thick. We'll trim it down along with some of this silver skin on the back. Let's get to trimming. You'll notice on all tri-tips the grain runs in 2 different directions. Once we go to slice this, we'll be cutting against the grain. Since a tri-tip is so much smaller than a brisket, I want to have as much time as possible to get as much smoke as I can before this thing gets fully cooked. For that reason, I'm starting this at 225, as smoky as I can. This will go on at 225 for the first about an hour, hour and a half. I'll put the thick side towards the fire just like a brisket. I'll bring you back in an hour. We'll see what it looks like. Here we are after 1 hour, still at about 225. We have an internal temperature about 94 degrees. A little darker in color, a little more red. It's looking pretty good. Now that we've hit an internal temperature of 120 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and start spraying it with a 50-50 mix of water and Worcestershire. This will really help that bark start to really develop, start to get dark. Hey, if you're liking this video so far, go ahead and hit that like button below. Now we're at 140 degrees. We'll go ahead and give it another spritz. Once we hit 160 degrees internal, we'll pull it off, wrap it in a foil boat. If you've never used the foil boat for a brisket, basically we're going to wrap the bottom half in aluminum foil, leaving the top half exposed so we can really render down this fat. We'll start with a little beef tallow, and then we'll just wrap this foil around the edges, protect these corners, these tri-tips, leaving this fat cap exposed. Let's get it back on the pit. Now to really render this top fat, we're going to bump these temperatures up, get it up to 300 degrees. We'll throw another log on. We've hit 200 degrees. Let's check and see if it's ready. Nice color, nice fat rendering on top. And it's probing tender. Let's go ahead and pull it off and let it rest. I've let it rest here on the counter about an hour till it got down to 140 degrees internal. I don't think a long heated rest like a brisket would really benefit a tri-tip. There's not as much connective tissue in a tri-tip as a brisket, so once it gets down to a good carving temperature, I think it's good to go. Let's go ahead and slice in and see how it looks. Definitely juicy. Let's take a couple of slices. Remember to cut against the grain. Tender, pulls apart with just a little tug. Just a little bit of shredding on this thinner side. Probably to be expected, probably a little hotter, cooked a little faster. Still plenty moist inside, still plenty tender, nice smoke ring. Let's give it a taste. That's really good. I'm really happy with how this tri-tip turned out. It's very tender, very juicy. You know, if I had to do it again, I may not wrap it until I get closer to 170 degrees, kind of washed out the bottom. This fat cap on top is a little thicker than I thought it was. I'd probably trim it down a little more, but overall I think this was a really good cook. This tri-tip came out really good. Well, once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Feel free to leave me a comment down below, and thanks for watching.